in a slightly more competitive context, we would like care about, points from votes and shit.
Yeah.
But since there are two of us, it doesn't super matter. Basically, you have two kinds of cards. You have title cards and premise cards. Premise
Okay.
cards for each round. You get, I feel like it's one premise. I'm not sure if it's more. I don't know how to check. Oh, there's like a fucking rules page under the journal shit. Yeah. The producer, which is basically the judge, draws 5 premise cards, picks any 2 they like, and discards the rest. Um, I think in this case, I don't know, maybe you and I just both draw 3 and play 1 or something.
Sure, or just take turns.
Yeah, or just take turns. That also works. And then each player gets a hand of like cards, which are fragments of titles.
Okay.
So like single words here and there, and you make a title and then have to give a pitch on what that show's about.
Right.
You can also add small words like a, the, of, etc.
Legit.
All right. Um, do you want to be producer first?
How about you do the first one? Show me how it's done.
Sure. Uh, deal. Yeah. Okay. Deal 5 premise cards to me. Deal. Open my hand here. I'm gonna go with a relatively easy one here. I give you feudal Japan and street culture,
All right.
and then just mouse over the title cards there, hit
Right here.
deal, and give yourself 4 title cards.
4 title cards. Draw. Now, how do I look at them?
Uh,
There we go. Okay.
yeah,
All right. I click on them. Only 4, eh? Okay.
yeah. I thought that
Just
was
like
weird. I could have swore
I
it was
could use.
more.
I could throw all of those together. Feudal Japan and street culture. Hmm.
One of the other possible combinations I had was boys love cross dressing, so figured I'd give you one of the less weird ones.
Okay. How do I? I'm trying to make it work with the titles in my hand, which is not ideal.
I believe in you. Now's a good time for me to shill. Yes.
Please, yeah, go. 'Cause clearly, I'm not getting. Yeah, like how much of a pitch do you need? I guess like, or is it just sort of this is the broad strokes of what the thing is about?
Uh, kind of what you'd see in like a synopsis section on Wikipedia.
Okay,
You
sure.
don't have to like lay it out episode by episode.
Yeah, of course not. Cool.
Want me to chill a minute?
Please do. Yeah.
All right. Once again, this stream is to raise funds for the Trevor Project, a suicide prevention charity mostly focused on LGBTQ youth, and that's a very important cause for a wide variety of reasons. And we have a variety of giveaways and sponsors throughout the stream. If you take a look at our Twitter at twitter.com/MidgardiaRPG, you should be able to see a list of when those are. Unless you can't, at the very least, you can see what games are coming. Uh, oh, yeah, no giveaways not on schedule. Um, but yes, stay tuned. I believe we generally do them between games. So after this block ends, we are giving away something. I'm very good at this. In my defense, it is super friggin' warm here, and my notes are kind of a disaster, as is the way of things. And we appreciate your viewership in these uncertain times. You can ditch them all and try and grab another hand if you want,
No,
Ghost.
I've got the title. Just the problem is that doesn't mean anything. So Dynamite Unit D is a also trying hard to make it not just Common Rider Gaim, you know?
I mean, hey,
Um,
nothing wrong with that.
uh, up until the end.
Yeah.
Uh, Dynamite Unity is a series where I don't know how to do anything interesting with this premise. It's just mash those things together. Like I guess pick a specific subset of street culture. Um, uh, yeah, because that title means nothing. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Um,
All right. Do you want to try it the other way around? Like, do you want to try
let's
giving me a
let's let's
premise?
run around. Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought you would have the hard roll, but that clearly that was not the case.
That's true. Yeah.
So I draw 5 premises and hit you with up to 3, right?
Uh, it's 2. Just 2.
Okay, but I still draw 5.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, and the upcoming giveaway is for a Tales from the Loop starter set for Roll20 and some dice from Heartbeat Dice. Like physical dice. They are Pride themed dice, and you get to choose what flag you want them themed after, which is super cool. And that's coming up in about 45 minutes.
All right. Yeah, once again, I could just give you Persona 5 here. But I'm going to give you Heroic Thieves science fiction epic. Lay it on me.
Alright. Let's see. I know I've got the first word for sure. Working thieves in is the hard part. Alright. So we got Cosmic, Samurai, Legend, and these cards do not go onto the board where I expect them to be when I drag them out. So, Cosmic Samurai Legend is it's obviously a science fiction show, as I'm sure you picked up. It is one of those like bizarrely long-running episodic ones. It goes for like fucking 300 or so episodes, and they all follow a fairly basic premise. It takes place in the far future of about the year 20x100, and it follows a band of Ronin, who, future Ronin, obviously, because society has basically reverted back to a feudal Japanese kind of like structure.
As you do, yeah.
Yeah, as you do. In the year 20x100. And these Ronin's master has tragically been assassinated by unknown forces. And they, like, with their laser swords and laser guns and, various other laser weaponry, they have been forced to turn to a life of crime to support their attempts to punch through the intergalactic politics to figure out who truly assassinated their master and how best they can attain revengeance for him and restore their honor for failing to protect him in the first place. The series deals primarily with themes of, revenge and redemption and, like, the cycle of violence. And it's, one guy has just straight up an anti-tank rifle. Not really sure how he shoots that. Probably breaks his shoulder, but it's an anime, so it works.
Maybe future cybernetics.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
don't know.
You got it. And that's my pitch for Cosmic Samurai Legend.
Cosmic Samurai Legend. All right, yeah. I mean, you said super long running.
Oh yeah, like 300 episodes. Yeah.
300 episode thing. So what's the kind of the formula? Like what they like who what are they what are the typical beats?
It kind of shifts as time goes on. The first
Okay, well that's impressive for a thing that long. Usually those kind of fall into it.
it eventually does, but
Yeah.
the first like 50 or so are the much more it's a much more episodic part of it. Um it's where you get a lot of the initial character development as they undergo like a variety of small time heists, taking out gangsters and stuff like that. Uh Trying to figure out, who assassinated their master. And at first, it's all contained on a single planet for that first 50 episodes. And it's this like sprawling cyberpunk apocalypse, not apocalypse, dystopia. And they figure, one of the regional like chancellors or whatever must be behind this. And they use that money that they get from beating up criminals and stuff to, get themselves various connections in high places and dig through. And they eventually, like at the big climax of that first arc, they manage to kill Grand Chancellor Schmarfly, and unfortunately, as his dying last words, he says, "This isn't over. It goes so much higher than this." And as they dig through his
Like,
jaw, sorry,
yeah, like literally higher as this
literally,
pans up into the stars, and they don't realize that they're part of a intergalactic feudal hierarchy. Yeah, and then their master was okay. Cool. Yeah,
exactly,
I'd watch it.
yeah.
I don't know if I watched 300 episodes, but it sounds pretty cool.
Probably not. And then it just like gets into kind of dull politics for like 250 episodes, but then they stab a guy.
Nice. So it finishes strong, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, no, getting stabbed is the strongest way to finish anything, in my experience.
Okay. So I want you to know that's what you came up with, and I didn't deal you the samurai card that I
I got the only other card I had was a title, or was
had. Yeah.
goddess rather,
Okay.
which I wasn't. Yeah, I could work in there, but I don't know.
All right. Having been appropriately shamed, hit me.
Also, Fawful, yeah, I was making all of that up on the spot. Like there are obvious influences to it, sure, but I'm just gonna chuck. I don't remember if I chuck my old cards off to the side or not. I'm just gonna assume I do, because I don't think you want any of those. 5 cards for me. And yeah, Brilliant's sick, so we're playing Channel A. I'm just very good at... What the fuck is that? Fascinating, okay. Um... Alright. Sorry, I'm just looking at all my fucking premise
Yeah, yeah,
cards.
take your time. So I get more. Do I get more title cards?
Yeah, just draw another 4.
Okay.
Foff, you will not have trouble finding that, I promise you. Alright. Give me Fairy Tale Isekai.
Fairy Tale Isekai. All right. Easy. Um. Let's see. That's lewd. Um. Fräulein Hellcore uh, is a somewhat niche series about the Japanese self-defense force having a special unit of that tasked with dealing with incursions into the real world of fairy tale characters, which inevitably, but like it's dark and twisted fairy tale characters, which wreck stuff up. So like the first villains are Hansel and Gretel, who like show up and start eating people. Um, but in order for them to be defeated in the real world, they need to send a team into an enchanted library, like through the books in an enchanted library, to their original stories and sort of defeat them at their source. Um, so every episode is kind of a race against time as the fairy tale creatures in our world who are like twisted in contact with it start are usually trying to stalk and murder somebody, um, and also if they and they there's a team in the real world who's got to defend against the uh, against them coming to like attack them while they've got their people uh, through into who have been isekai'd into yeah, they've got to defend the library against well they because if the fairy tale characters manage to capture their own books, then they become unstoppably powerful. Um,
Hell yeah.
mhm.
I like the kind of double isekai thing you got going on with people getting
Double
stuck
isekai,
in
yeah,
both ways. Yeah.
Because yeah, nothing can affect them in the real world.
Yeah, and I assume once you like go into that book, you're not coming back until it's dealt with.
Yeah, um, certainly not, and it's definitely not if they manage to get their book and destroy it. Because then nothing can stop them. Stop them.
Right, which would be bad. Hell yeah, I'd watch at least a couple episodes of that. Ditching my cards. Alright, hit me.
All right. So I'll get a couple more premise cards. Oh, what's this? Oh, that's a character. That one has a picture on it.
We also might have some more people join us, we'll see.
Nice. Problem is, you just used all of these concepts. In like no joke, I've got like samurai conspiracy, which could be also the thing you just read out.
I mean, if you want to ditch the hand and grab a new one, I am perfectly okay
It's
with that.
fine. We'll go with ninja police.
Ninja Police, alright. Okay, I got it. I got a title. I got a title and I'll go from there. No, not that one. Alright. So, coming this fall, there's a new series that's gonna air soon. It's called Double Monkey Dark. And it's something that may not be the most like tonally right now with all the anti-police protests, but it's about ninja police. And man, these ninja
Question:
police.
Does the ninja police ninjas, or the ninja police are ninjas?
Yes. Ninja
All right.
police are primarily involved in ninja-related crimes, but they are occasionally called in for more mundane matters. For example, if there might be the occasional crossover episode with another series from the same studio where they have to deal with like fucking police sirens in the goddamn distance is perfectly appropriate for this, but I'm gonna mute myself anyway. Alright, they're gone. There may be the occasional crossover episode with another series from the same studio where they have to deal with like superpowered crime or vampires or stuff, but their primary focus is ninjas policing the ninja community. And our main character, his name, as the double part of the name implies, it follows a pair of buddy ninja cops. One of which is named Dark, and he's a very broody kind of guy. He's got like the like black hair, one giant bang over one eye kind of thing, and his partner Monkey. His partner Monkey is the like foil to him. He's very hyperactive. Probably shouldn't allow him to drive, quite frankly. He's drawn in such a way that like his limbs never quite bend quite right, like Ed in Cowboy Bebop. He's got that shit going on.
All right.
And the day-to-day like serious kind of thing is there's some kind of crime where they find like a shuriken or a kunai or something like that at the scene, and my god, that is 100% ninja related activity, and they have to like trace back from eyewitness reports the martial arts styles used to find the particular dojos and places these people were trained, and figure out the intricacies of their fighting styles, perhaps by going undercover and entering in like training there and stuff like that, in order to determine which ninja is ninja guilty.
All right.
Yeah, that's about all I got. Also, one time it just turns out it's actually a serial killer. That's it. Like, it's not a ninja, it's just actually evil serial killer.
Just normal murders.
Yeah, no magic, no nothing. That's just a serial killer. Shout out to...
I don't think that'd be my thing, but I would not be surprised if it existed.
Oh yeah. Shout out to fucking Common Rider Amazons, where there's an episode where it just turns out that the thing killing people is just a serial killer.
And not a big rubber suit monster at all.
Yeah, they're all just like, oh shit, and everybody just kind of leaves and that's it. What a show. Anyway, that's Double Monkey Dark.
right, hit me with another premise.
I will. For what it's worth, I never have any idea where this is going when I start talking. I'm sure you've picked up. You go, you know?
Just go. Yeah.
Alright. Oh, I got a blank premise card. Nice. Uh. Okay, well, like, two of my premise cards make a Super Sentai show from, like, 2 seasons ago. Um. So that's
Oh,
too bad.
we're apparently out of title cards.
Oh shit, really? That's not a lot, huh?
Not really.
Uh. Huh. I'm gonna hit recall and shuffle, I guess.
Sure.
There were 254 in the deck.
Oh, it said it ran out before I
I'm gonna hit shuffle.
ran out of cards before drawing in deck before drawing all cards.
Hmm. Well, should work now.
Oh yeah. Oh, that didn't go into my hand, but
Hey, give me post-apocalyptic Sentai heroes.
post-apocalyptic Sentai heroes. Okay, well, um, not using lucky.
For what it's worth, the other one I had was restaurant, and that's just like half the premise of Hugh Ranger versus Lupin Ranger. Or no, not
uh,
the
yeah.
Lupin Ranger one. Real fucking good. Anyway,
I watched some of that one actually.
surprisingly good. Like they do good work with that premise.
Yeah, it was. I've never seen a show that was where which I wanted to say, give me less giant robot stuff, but
Yeah,
uh,
I stopped watching after I got to the peak of any Sentai show, which is the time where they take every vehicle that they've acquired over the series and merge all of them together, and it looks dumb as shit. And I was just like, "Yep, that's as good as we're getting. I'm done." And it did look super bad. They really obviously forgot one of them until the last minute because it just kind of sits on top of the head.
Mhm.
All right, tell me about
Okay,
Neon Strike Sister.
Neon Strike Sisters actually. But yeah, so in the far off future of of 20x100, which although a completely different 20x100 than uh, your Samurai something Legends,
Cosmic Samurai Legend. Thank you very
Cosmic
much.
Samurai Legends. Yeah, a yeah a like grotesque yellow fog has just has blanketed the entire Earth, and which has basically kills all vegetation. Everyone, yeah, everyone has to like everyone venturing out of the like fortified like bubble cities has to go out in like big gas masks and stuff. Um, and yeah, it kills vegetation, but it also mutates people who breathe it in into hideous monsters. Um, but of course, some people, some kind of warlords and corporate bad guys in this future world are uh, using that to get what they want, just like importing specific and doing experiments on the mist um, that lies outside and doing all kinds of tests on people and to build, fashion them into super soldiers on a good day, um, and or but there's a lot of failed experiments before you get any of them right, which those they just sort of turn loose in the slums to rip and tear because they don't worry about it anymore. The only person who will stand against their vile depredations are the Neon Strike Sisters, um, a couple of ladies who have awesome neon supersuit powers, who just they've which is probably also also based on mist technology, but it's channeled in sort of neon pipes over their costumes, which power them up into cool Sentai heroes, uh, and who look super. Basically, it's a lot of what people like about it is the sort of lighting effects. They did some early CG uh, lighting and color stuff, so that against the like choking yellow fog that's everywhere, they cast like kick-ass neon lurid shadows as they do cool fights.
Hell yeah, man.
Mhm.
I dig it. I would probably watch, Neon Strike Sisters and
Yeah, it was
then
basically Bubblegum Crisis, which
that's fair. I need to
rules. So
fucking watch. Yeah, I need to watch that. I've seen the first episode like 3 times and never watched anything beyond that.
okay, yeah, it's worth following up.
Yeah. All right. Well, give me some premise cards, my friend.
Yeah, I will give myself some premise cards first.
Also, you had some trouble at the beginning, but you're really getting into the swing of it, man. Hell yeah.
Ooh, all right. Bloodsport Conspiracy.
Bloodsport conspiracy. Okay. Let me look through my cards. All right. Um. Yeah. Yeah. No, I know where we're going. All right. I don't know where we're going. I'm gonna go with Princess Fighter.
I mean, there's a certain elegance in its simplicity.
Indeed. So the premise of Princess Fighter is that it takes place on a fantasy world, where war
And
has.
sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but is the maid card just the trade dress for the maid RPG?
Oh yeah, a lot of them are like that.
Looks like the banner for that game's cover.
In defense of Aaron Clooney, who is behind this, he is also the translator of Made RPG, so like he
Oh yeah,
probably
all right,
actually has the rights to that.
okay.
Which is why I think it's the most blatant of them. But yes, a lot of them are like, oh, that looks really familiar.
Hmm. Yeah, I
Um,
mean that kind of looks like Street Fighter a bit, but
yeah, but I think they're all cleared like copyright wise.
anyway, tell me about Princess Fighter.
So Princess Fighter takes place on a fantasy world where war hasn't existed for about um 1,000 years, and I have closed my window because
Good
apparently,
number of years.
yeah. One sec. Sorry, it's chainsaw now.
Oh,
Um,
okay. I feel
yes.
like you'd chainsaw before wood chipping.
I mean, maybe they did the chainsawing yesterday. I don't know, man. Maybe they tried to feed the whole tree into the wood chipper and then went, "Oh shit, that's not how that works."
Probably cut this up a bit first. Yeah.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. So, fantasy world hasn't had war in about 1,000 years. In its place, they've had the yearly competition known as the Princess Fights, where every kingdom, as I'm sure you can put together, sends one of their princesses to this like a sacred arena in an area held by no nation, known as the Round Table. And as far as anybody in the public knows, like these fights are they're flashy and elegant and like generally not lethal. And our princess, her name's Sunshine, from the Sun Kingdom far to the north,
Mm-hmm.
which doesn't make sense. It's in the southern hemisphere. Don't worry
Southern
about it.
Hemisphere. Yeah.
Yeah, it happens. Um, Princess Sunshine, she's been raised with the intention of sending her into the princess fights to win great glory for her kingdom, which has fallen on hard times. Uh, they're in dire need of resources and more land and stuff, and the only way to win that in this world without engaging in outright war and being turned against by every power is the princess fights. But unfortunately, she has been raised on the same misapprehensions as the rest of society, that these are, nice, clean, elegant fights. So the first couple of episodes are her training for this. And then it slowly edges into, like, as she actually goes, there's like 1 or 2 episodes on the road where she, like, probably meets a friend that she travels with, and it's all nice and good. But when she actually gets to the princess fights, it's not, waifs with, like, fancy magic wands, shooting bubbles at each other. No, this is like some knockdown, drag out fight bullshit. Like, pretty much immediately she gets punched in the face in her first fight and breaks her nose, and it's like super bloody. Um,
Okay.
so the rest of the series follows her like trying to become the kind of person who could win these fights without losing herself in the process. So like not becoming, a horrible, like raging, sadistic, you know, monster like the rest of the princesses there who are all like scarred and messed up and all that stuff from the bitter and cruel princess fights.
Okay.
And this premise is kind of wandering, but like the conspiracy element is that these are not quite rigged per se, but like there are definitely certain people being favored in terms of like the resources that they're given while the princess fights. Some people sneak illegal weapons in, or doped up on like fantasy steroids, all that kind of shit. All with the hopes of keeping the Sun Kingdom down. That's
Sure.
that's all I got. That one kind of not
No,
my
it's
best.
you get kind of like tournament arc plus like plus secret collusions and yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, like it's kind of sports anime plus people like ladies in pretty dresses getting like beating the shit out of each other, like knocking each other's teeth loose.
yeah.
I
Um,
I again, I'm kind of surprised it doesn't already exist. Um,
I mean, it's kind of like I've never seen Utena, but I feel like it's kind of Utena. But
oh, I
I
have
don't
seen
know.
Utena, and
Eh,
I mean they stay elegant
all right.
despite being they're just emotionally violent.
Oh, good. Yeah, I watched the first episode of the pirate series Black Sails today, and that may have
Hmm.
influenced my thoughts on the fights. Because like, holy shit, the first actual sword fight in that is fucking gruesome, and I love it.
Okay.
Like, it's not just Errol Flynn kind of shit. It's like
No.
occasionally actually punching people in the face, kicking them in the nuts, breaking a guy's sword by kicking it, and shit like that. Like,
Right
it's
on.
good. I don't know about the rest of the series. Cinematography's not great, but you know,
Yeah, I heard it's a pretty good one, but just
yeah,
who's got time to watch all the TV these days?
yeah, I hear you. It's decent. It's just I'd describe the cinematography as obtrusive, which is not ideal.
Oh, yeah.
They do a lot of like shaky cam and like weird shots with terrible white balance, which you feel is supposed to be thematic, but they do it all the fucking time.
Hmm.
All right, so I think that's me for premises now. Then,
Yeah, we can do another one or two, and
yeah,
then probably gonna have to dip out here.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, sorry, just double checking. All right, what do we got? What do we got? You want hardball or softball this round?
I don't know what you mean by that. Just
You,
surprise me.
all right.
Follow
Um,
your heart.
I'm gonna go with nihilistic. Oh god, it's a hard
We're getting
choice.
some more interesting premise cards coming as we've gone deeper.
I
Like,
wonder if it's because we didn't shuffle the decks beforehand.
yeah.
It didn't even occur to me at the time. Um, Also, I wonder if the cards I deleted are just gone forever, or if I've like completely fucked up the game. But
Probably
that's
not.
not.
We're not
Uh,
gonna get through the whole deck,
Super
apparently.
robots. Nihilistic super
Nihilistic
robot.
super robots.
It was between this and
Uh,
nihilistic cosplay, or
okay.
nihilistic utopia,
Hang on one
actually.
sec. So neon.
Yeah, all right. I'm down for it.
That's my first. That's the first word. I think you can guess the next two. No, I gotta play the game.
Yeah, all right.
Nihilistic super robots. Well, I got the title. That's pretty obvious. It's Alien Code EX.
Nice.
Um,
My favorite cards are the ones that are just like EX or Z.
yeah, you just put them at the end, always, because why not? Um, so Alien Code EX, it lures you in about being basically Macross. It's humanity has been invaded repeatedly by heinous alien intelligences, um, and their armies of deadly spaceships and robots. And heroic resistance has set up has got mech training schools that our protagonists go to before being shipped out to nominally a nothing posting that quickly becomes the turning point of the war, and our heroes are the only ones who can stop it. But it's um, uh, but very quickly it kind of cements its credentials as just being bleak as hell, just like absolutely like one of those things that's like, hey, you thought this genre conceit was fun, fuck you. That just kind of constantly grinding you down about showing the horrors of obviously the like child soldiers, because it's a genre conceit. Just having confronting the violence that they're constantly having to do against and then there's like it's got its end of season twists. That's why you pay attention to Alien Kodiak. I think at the end of the first season, it comes out that the aliens attacking Earth are not aliens at all, but simply other humans that the robot like HUD displays depict as aliens in order to do wars easier and try to be less psychologically scarring on the kids.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, but that didn't really help. Um, so yeah, that's the big first twist. But the biggest twist at all is that the kind of through the whole thing we see the like shadowy figures kind of uh, directing the war efforts. It turns out both sides, both the like quote unquote aliens, but not actually, uh, and our protagonists' side. It turns out the sort of masterminds behind this constant war that seems to be like that gets increasingly bloody over nothing are the sort of AI powers that behind the giant robots themselves. Um, they have gained a certain sense of self-awareness and are basically hacking the military-industrial complex of two interstellar civilizations in order to produce more of themselves, more killer giant robots, which, given that it's super robots, have sort of reality bending magic powers in some sort of attempt at apotheosis and becoming a perfected society, perfected life form on the backs of a whole bunch of dead teenagers.
Fucking horrifying. And is the first season just Alien Code and the second season's EX, or?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. People just refer to it as Alien Code EX now, but
Yeah, because the
yeah,
second
it
season's
is.
where it really caught fire, you know?
There like there was a gap in there as well.
Right.
Mhm.
And yeah, that's how most of the merchandise is branded and all that shit. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
That's fucking good, man. I like that. Playing this makes me want to play Bessem. God damn it.
Hmm. I can see that. Would it be all right if I ducked out a little bit early here?
Yeah, for sure, man.
All right. Thank you very much for inviting me along. Thank you to everyone who donated to a fantastic cause and who tuned in because we had some fun times. And yeah, stick around. I will be.